Welcome to the next Astro chat, and in this one, it's quite a special one. This is probably the photographer well, you couldn't get further away than this guy. He's in Australia. It's Joel Stafford. He goes by the name of like the Tired Photographer online and does like Astro vlogs on YouTube. So yeah, really, really cool to chat with him, literally from the other side of the planet, but to see what like his night sky is like and all the experience he's got and challenges with him, like temperatures, wildlife, things like that. And yeah, his view on like everything Astro wise as well. So here's the chat. As usual, all socials below. Yeah, here's a chat. Right, so, Joel, you're from Australia. Whereabouts in Australia are you from?
So I'm in the state of Queensland, which is the eastern side of Australia, and
Right.
pretty much halfway up that eastern seaboard of Australia.
Ah. Is
So
it good for dark
down
skies?
south,
All the yeah,
look, Australia as a whole is great for
it's
dark
pretty good.
skies
Yeah,
because we're a massive island continent, and we the population hugs the coastline. So you
yeah.
just got to go, depending on where you are, go west, east, north, like from where you're living, and you'll find dark skies. Like I only have to drive about an hour and
Yeah.
15 minutes to get under Bortle 3 skies, and
It's
I live in a
amazing. Yeah,
capital city. So
yeah. No, just pretty much head and land for you guys, and that's about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's it. I mean, your pictures are incredible of the Milky Way. I'm jealous of your skies. Looks awesome.
yeah. I suppose it doesn't matter who you are. You're always jealous of the other person's skies because it's different to what yours is.
That's very true. That's very, very
I,
true.
I would
Yeah,
love, I would love to have a Milky Way vertically with the core on the horizon because it's
yeah.
we sort of get it now in the early part of the season for us, but it's still at about a 2 o'clock angle.
All
So
right. Okay.
it's never perfectly straight. It
Yeah.
sets in the west perfectly horizontal for
Sits
us, but
in the
yeah,
west horizontal. Right. Okay.
yeah. So,
So,
so like I mentioned to you, it's like a skipping rope. It just you grab both ends of the Milky Way, the south end
all
and the
right, and
north
it
end,
goes
and it
round you.
just flips the just flips the core straight up and over, and that's how
All
sort
right.
of how our Milky Way sort of goes over.
All right. Ours
So
kind
for
of just.
if you're into telescopes looking straight up, you can shoot the galactic core of the telescope for
Wow.
hours perfectly.
Yeah.
So
No, that's amazing. Us in Scotland, we don't really get two. We get like half of the Milky Way core. This kind of goes in the south, but then we get the summer skies. So we only get maybe like
yeah,
a month when it's kind of high enough, and then summer skies makes it all twilight, and then we get the end of it as it's setting again. So it's not the
yeah.
best. But yeah, going to Australia would be, well, even just a different sky completely. I just imagine seeing like Orion upside down would confuse the hell out of me.
Yeah,
It'd be so
yeah.
weird.
I've thought about going to the north, and then in my mind, I know the night sky and what it looks like, but then
Yeah,
just seeing it all back to front would just freak
yeah,
me out.
yeah. I've seen like other people's videos, like let's say yourself videos, and then you see the
Mm.
constellations on video, and you're like, what part of the night? And then you see it, and you're like, oh, that's so weird. I'd be
I've,
so
I've
yeah,
had
so
on
confused.
social media, I've had questions where people will
Yeah,
say, "Oh, your Orion is upside down,"
yeah.
and
Well,
it's
I
like,
just
"Well,
don't know.
no,
Yeah, even
yeah,
like your moons and stuff, they go like northeast to northwest, and then they're kind of reversed as well. The
yeah,
crescent is like the other way. It's weird, and the full
yeah."
moons are reversed. So weird.
That's right. Well, your planets go across the the sky,
Yeah, we're
which
like
is like
just kind of down below like the
yeah,
southern horizon, just like that.
yeah,
And
where
yours
our
is
planets
like
go pretty much
north.
yeah, they go yeah, our planets go straight up and over
Oh, you
because
straight
ours go
up.
quite high. Mm.
All right, okay, you're like
But
pretty much.
they do like they do sort of stay to the north a bit, but they're quite high.
So it's good for planetary photography. I mean, us we kind of have to look through
Mm.
atmosphere sometimes. You guys, you're looking
Yeah,
straight up, which is
yeah.
you'll get better planet
Everything's
shots.
yeah, everything's straight up for us. Unless we want to shoot anything in the northern sky or northern part of the Milky Way, then
Yeah,
it's very low. Like Andromeda for us, I think
yeah.
I think max elevation is like I think it's 12 to 15 degrees off the horizon.
Oh, really? Oh, that's not very good.
So it's like
Oh,
hold your fist out, and it's like just
yeah,
above the fist.
that's just skirting the horizon pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah, mm.
but you've got oh, I always forget the name, the Magellanic Clouds.
Yeah, Magellanic Clouds, and we've got Eta Carina and all sorts
Yeah,
of things.
yeah. So
I
it looks
think
like that.
was was it Bray Falls, Astro Falls on Instagram and social.
Yep.
He recently photographed the fighting dragons of Ara, which is like a red hydrogen nebulae emission, like section of the Milky Way that you would never see up in Scotland.
Yeah.
But it
No.
looks like two claws sort of fighting each other,
Oh,
and
no.
then
Okay.
there's like a little egg nebula underneath it. It's like they're fighting over the egg.
Oh,
It's like
cute.
it's a really cool like part of the sky. It's amazing. So
All right. There you go. Do you do
hmm.
much deep sky, or are you more? I know you've got really like. I mean, you kind of do everything. I see a lot of just everything from you. What's your
Yeah,
favorite thing to
I
photograph?
night skates are still my favorite. That's the
Yeah.
main I guess genre that I like to do. But I dabble every now and then in sort of deep, even though it's in telescope world, it's wide field.
Yeah.
But for us night skate guys, it's deep.
Yeah. So it's like just
But
the sky. I see the Star Adventures, that sort of thing. It's kind of yeah, deep sky for us for
yeah,
landscape, as you say.
well, that's another reason. Well, that's why I got the Star Adventurer GTI, just because it has that go-to functionality. You can put bigger lenses on it, and
Yeah.
just you tell it where to go, and it points it and finds those targets nice and easy.
Very handy. Yeah. So do you have to? Well, you have
Mm.
to like polar line to the Southern Cross, don't you? Yeah.
Well, no, that's
No.
the forever. No, so Southern Cross is off to the side from our celestial pole.
All right. It's a wee bit
So,
thingy.
so yeah, we do octans. It's like a constellation,
Ah.
but you can barely see it with your naked eye in under
All
dark
right. Okay.
skies. Like
Of
I
course.
can't. So I've got to use that PS Align Pro app on my phone,
Ah. Yeah.
and that for nightscapes that gets me polar aligned in like 10 seconds.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we just use. I don't know if you get a plow down there. Probably not. Do not get a plow.
You can right on the northern horizon. You can just
Just
make it
see
out.
it. Yeah. We get like plow just pointing to Polaris. It's the easiest thing. Just you can see this
Yeah,
the
I know.
star. Yeah, straight away. Even though
Very
it's not true north, you have to do that app thing and put it a few
mm,
degrees. But yeah, it's easy enough.
for
For landscape
yeah for
photography,
nightscapes though. Yeah,
I just
fine.
kind of just roughly point it north and go because you're like
Yeah,
14 millimeters sometimes, so you're not really
yeah.
going to notice a star trail in an image, are you?
No. Even if they're slightly elongated, it's not the end of the
Yeah.
world. As I like
Yeah.
to say, they're good photos for Instagram.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. What's your like kit and stuff? What do you use? What's all your gear?
Um, yeah, I shoot Canon cameras. I've shot Canon cameras since 2009 when I started photography,
Hmm.
and I'm still shooting DSLRs because I've got two little kids and
Oh,
life is expensive, and
yep.
yeah, I just can't afford to upgrade. Well, the other reason is I've got one camera that's Astro modified, and
Oh,
I'd
I was
love to
going
get
to
a
ask
new
that.
camera, but yeah, I'd like to get a new camera, but to Astro modify it, then you just essentially wipe away the warranty.
Yeah.
So I just don't see the point in forking out for an expensive brand new mirrorless camera and then just gutting it out and
Yeah, you're
losing the warranty.
completely
So
changing it only for like one thing, really, aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
If the chance comes up, I'll do it. But at the moment, my gear, thanks to Star Trackers, um, it's
Yeah.
doable. So
Yeah.
it's a non
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, no, no, your Canon stuff, well, images are incredible. Like you use Sony and stuff. Mirrorless seems to really be good at like night, like videos and low noise and
Yep.
stuff. But yeah, people, yeah, there's to be honest, every
Uh,
every brand's got a good. I think the Nikon Z something's pretty good for
yeah.
Astro as well. I think every brand's got
Yeah.
their own good.
I've been lucky enough to use a lot of that gear because I used to work for camera a camera shop, and
It's
I
handy.
met all the yeah, and I met all the local representatives for all the different camera brands and so on. So I used to borrow all the gear all the time. So if there was a
Nice.
special event like Astro event or there was a certain shot that I wanted to get with a certain camera, I'd borrow. Like just
You just did
recently,
it
I
at the shop's
borrowed
just like,
the
yeah, just take it. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's like the you use the Sigma 150 to 600. I used to borrow the Tamron version,
All right, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
yes, I used to borrow that off one of the reps all the time to shoot moonshots. And like recently, I borrowed a Canon R5 with the brand new 135 mm lens they brought out. But
Yeah.
like that camera and lens together is 10 grand, and I used to get it loaned to me for like
Yeah.
a few weeks.
And if some equipment is ridiculous. I don't think I could afford all my gear now. Like, I've moved out from my parents and stuff. So I used to have like just spending money. And now I'm like, there's no chance I can afford all this.
Yeah,
Just with
no,
everything. It's
no.
like thousands, well, I don't know, it's about like 5 grand just sitting there with all the lenses and
Yeah.
stuff. It's ridiculous.
If I had time, I'd pump out a few of my own sort of workshops if I could,
Yeah.
and
I was going to ask
get
you that. I
some
saw on
extra
your
money to do
website.
that.
Yeah, so is that easy enough to plan? Because in Scotland it's a nightmare with weather. It's,
Yeah, no, it's the same here. It's
yeah,
like it's like anything. If you plan a workshop, you're nearly
yeah,
guaranteeing it to be cloudy every time.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Because there's a large group and you're like, right, okay, 20th of May, let's go and shoot this. No clue if it's going to
well,
be clear or not. It's
well, locally here, because we're sort of subtropical, our waters are quite warm. So on the coast, you're always a chance of getting cloud. But
all
if the
right.
further inland you go from the coast, the chance of it being clearer is much
Yeah,
higher.
yeah,
But to organise a workshop that's a few hours away inland
yeah,
and family and work and things like that, it
yeah,
can be a bit yeah, a bit
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hard. It's quite unachievable sometimes, workshops, I think. Don't know. I think
Mm.
the best way for workshops is like a weekend away, and you have to like literally chase the clear skies, or like a week away. Yeah, I see other photographers like Ollie Taylor. I don't know if you're familiar with him, Ollie Taylor. No, he just travels around the world, but he just meets a group of people and then just travels the country for the clear skies, and it's what you have to do. You can't just
Yeah, yeah.
choose a location and go, right, we'll shoot the Milky Way here.
Mm. I figure
Yeah,
when I'm older, I'll do that. So
yeah, yeah. No, it's
that's
phenomenal.
the,
Yeah.
that's the retirement plan. I'll just travel, and then I'll just look at the moon phase and just follow the weather.
Yeah, yeah. The moon phases. I know. Well, we went through like it felt like a cycle, just the way our weather is. You get like a few weeks of cloud and then a few weeks of clear. So every time it was cloudy, it was like new moon, and then when it was clear, it was a full moon. So like we can't get the deep sky stuff.
Swear
But
to God,
that's
there's some sort of I swear to God, there's an astronomical effect on the weather when that happens with the moon, because it does
true.
happen a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does happen. Yeah. Oh, there's a amount of time. Yeah, it's crystal clear, but it's like a huge, bright moon. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
typical.
The
And
one the
people,
one
oh, you're
night,
going to.
it's when the full moon.
Yeah, yeah. Typical. Typical. Do you get like what kind of good like Astro seasons in um Australia? Does it like go to like summery twilight in your summer or
No,
winter? Or is it always you've
we
always got like
it's,
darkness?
it, we've always got darkness. Like it is shorter in summer, but not like horrendously short, like what you
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Um, our winters are very long,
Yeah.
so like we're getting to the point now where it's like it's dark here now at 7, not pretty much 7 o'clock at night.
Mm.
Pretty much dark, if not maybe 20 past 7 in the night, and then it doesn't get it gets astro twilight till about I'd say 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good amount of time.
So that's 10 hours worth of darkness now, and it's only
Yeah.
May. So
Yeah.
it gets very dark by July. You're looking at 12 to nearly 13 hours worth of darkness. So,
Yeah, that's kind of similar. Yeah. It's just weird
and then
season.
summer's bad though. Summer's for us here gets so hot
I
and
was gonna say,
stormy and cloudy.
yeah, how do you deal with Australia's like climate? Is it really muggy and
Oh,
just dewy
yeah,
and everything's just soaking?
yeah,
How
yeah.
do you
So
deal
in
with that?
summer, it's hot, it's humid. Like it'll only be like 24 degrees might be the coldest it will get during summer,
Oof,
and
screw
then
that.
and then during the yeah, and then during the day, you're always easy like 32 plus degrees, and then
Yeah.
humidity is always like 90%, and it'll be
How
cloudy.
can you shoot through that?
Uh, Nightscapes is not so bad if you
Yeah.
get a clear hot night. Still, there. The problem for us is our bugs.
All right, okay.
Australia is known for its dangerous wildlife and bugs and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, it's the mosquitoes and bugs. And that's the
Bugs.
worst in summer for me. Because
Yeah.
they're constant. You just put your headlamp on, and just
Yeah.
you're eating bugs
Boom.
straight away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Scotland, we've got midges and they're just tiny, tiny little things that buzz around you and bite you and slowly, but yeah, you've kind of got like everything down there.
Yeah,
Um,
we've got midges, mosquitoes, all sorts of things
have
fly
you
at
ever
you.
had any, yeah, bad experience with wildlife? Because I know it's obviously famous down there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I heard you talking about that last one of your other videos.
Yeah,
Even just recently, like the other night when I went out, I accidentally ran over a rabbit, nearly hit a cow, a
yeah,
kangaroo.
yeah.
Yeah, there's wildlife just when you go
It
out
is. And
west,
like
rural.
country, I think I ran over a hedgehog last night. I think I thought I swerved it, and then I heard my back tire go poof. I'm like, but
Yeah,
it's yeah, country roads at night, everything comes out, and it's just they
yeah.
see a light and they just go all over the place. So yeah, country roads is quite hard at night because you know someone's gonna jump out.
Well, you said you had a what was it, a deer, a buck
Yeah, it was a big like
charge at you?
male like deer or stag. It was just because they get quite aggressive on the west coast. I don't know why. It's just their
Mm.
area, and they kind of like make huge noises and they just charge not at you, but they kind of try and threaten you. But you know, in the pitch black, when you hear these like coming
Yeah,
towards you,
yeah.
and and I just the way I turn my light, you could just see like the antlers and that like turn away, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so
Yeah.
scary.
Most of the wildlife is pretty skittish here. I've never had anything like attack me or want to have a go at me or anything. Like
Yeah,
I've been scared by a big kangaroo jumping near me because when they
yeah,
jump, they thud on the ground like, and
yeah.
yeah,
And pitch black, you don't know what it is. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I've definitely
yeah.
walked around and stared one right in the face and didn't even realize it was there and gave me a hard.
Yeah,
So,
you just pick up, you can see like the eyes a mile away, just like two red eyes, and you're like, oh, oh, scary.
but you get used to the dark and the noises. People always ask me, it's
Yeah,
like, how do you go out in the middle of nowhere in the dark? Don't you get scared? And
yeah,
like, well, yeah. At first, I used to a lot. I used to hear all sorts of noises and think that someone
yeah,
was going to come out with a knife and stab me. But
yeah,
now it's like you just know that there's nothing out there. And I've even got a night vision monocular now,
yeah.
and I sometimes I bring it out just to see if I can see wildlife. And most often, I don't see a thing.
No,
Even with
it's
night
just all
vision,
the same.
I can see, but I can't. There's nothing there.
Yeah. Well, it's weird that coming from you because I always say like that's people say, "Oh, do you not get scared?" I'm like, we're in Scotland. There's nothing to be scared of in Scotland. I would say there's probably some stuff to be scared of in Australia. Yeah, like the
Mm.
worst we would get is a stag kind of chasing you or something, and that's it. We've just got rabbits and stuff. But you guys have like alligators and stuff. You probably have and
Yeah, oh, that's
scorpions and snakes. Don't step on them.
yeah. Well, that's the other thing with summer. That's another
Yeah.
thing. In summertime, I don't go too far out in the bush because
Right.
the snakes come out hot in summer. Now in winter, because it's so cold, well, cold for us.
So cold.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah, it got down to 4 degrees the other night. It was freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snakes hide. So they hibernate. They find a rock to go under, a tree,
Yeah.
stump, and they hide away, and you don't see them.
Oh, wow.
So
Jesus.
so
Yeah.
winter's great for that.
Yeah. The only snake we've got in Scotland, I've never seen one. The only venomous snake that kind of kill you is like the adder, but I've never seen one in Scotland. They're always in the heather somewhere, but never seen one. I'd love to see one, but yeah, it's the only thing for us. We have to be scared of stepping on, really. It's about
Yeah. See
that.
one from a distance.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'd love to see one, but everyone else seems to see one. I've never seen one. It's so annoying. But anyway, yeah. What else? Have you ever like traveled like abroad and photographed in different places?
No, look, I travelled with my now wife. We went to Thailand together. We also went to Hawaii, Fiji for our honeymoon. But that was back in a day when I wasn't shooting Astro. And I was a surf photographer,
Hmm.
and I used to shoot the surf. So I wish I was into Astro because I was in
Yeah.
Hawaii. I would have gone
Oh, amazing.
to Maui, yeah, up the top of the volcanoes, up to the telescopes there, and it would have been
Yeah,
great. But yeah,
yeah,
I, I, I am going back to Thailand. I think in October is the plan.
yeah,
But that's
yeah,
more for personal recreational reasons, not for Astro.
yeah.
But
Just
you
as
never
long
know.
as you take your
I'll
camera.
probably still. Yeah, I'll bring a camera and a small tripod. It should be right.
Yeah, yeah. Me and my partner, we're planning like a trip somewhere hot, and I'm just gonna kind of slowly plan it somewhere that's near dark, and I'm just taking my camera just in case. And I'll go up at night.
Well,
It's the only way. It's the only way.
no, yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so how do you normally shoot your photography? What's your settings for your sky trackers? Do you do like different foregrounds, sky exposures, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. So now, for me, yeah, I every sky I shoot now, I track and stack. So
Yeah,
um, I I will always shoot my foreground separately to my sky. Um,
yeah,
just because I want the best, because I'm also using old DSLRs. Like my youngest camera is a 2015 model camera.
yeah,
So I need to use the tricks of the trade to try and get a clean, decent image as much as
yeah.
I can. So
Reduce that noise. Yeah,
yeah, so yeah, I always do like around 2 to 4 minute exposures for my foregrounds, depending on the
yeah,
foreground and where I'm at, and then usually 2 minute track shots for my skies.
yeah,
Maybe I'll go down to one minute track shots depending,
yeah,
and depending on my focal length. Like I usually use 24 mil, but
yeah,
I do like using my 50 mil lens for my track
yeah,
skies. I like that really tight, compressed Milky Way shot with
yeah,
some sort of foreground that's a bit
yeah.
further away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I know your images are phenomenal. The amount of like color and stuff and detail you get in them. How do you process them? What softwares do you use?
Um, just Lightroom and Photoshop is the
Yeah,
main two. But I do use because I'm an Apple Mac person, so I use Starry Landscape Stacker or
yeah,
Starry Sky Stacker for my long exposures on the
oh,
skies. So and then just using that, I edit my foregrounds and skies separately before blending
yeah,
them together. But I've had someone reach out to me. I was chatting to them on my socials, and they asked about my stars, and I said, "Well, I do the same as nightscape images, Richard, where
yeah.
you separate the stars from your sky, take them out. So you edit the nebulosity of
Oh
the Milky
yeah,
Way
yeah, yeah,
first,
yeah,
and then I add the stars separately. So I'll reduce the stars and then boost their color to get more color and vibrance out of them, and then I'll put the stars back in, and
Oh,
then just
never thought of that.
yeah. So that's how I edit my skies. Just
Yeah,
it depends on the picture. I don't do it all the time that way, but probably 85% of the time I'll do it that way, just to really work on the detail of the Milky Way core nebulosity first, and then put the stars back in after the
yeah.
fact.
No, no, well, it works. It looks very, very good. Yeah, no, definitely.
A lot of,
What was
lot of,
it?
a lot of YouTube watched. A lot of YouTube watched
Hell
to
yeah,
pick up different
yeah. Pretty
techniques.
much,
And
astrophotography is just self-learn on YouTube. This is the only way to go.
that's how, like, I pulled the trigger on astrophotography like full time in 2018.
Yeah,
I got sick of not being able to shoot surf when the surf was good, because if I get a day off, I want to go take some photos of the beach,
yeah,
and there's no waves, and I'd get frustrated. And I was dabbling in this night sky stuff, and
yeah,
I thought, well, I'm just going to do that. I'm enjoying this,
yeah,
and I just had my second child, so we were up all night anyway,
yeah.
with the kids. So yeah, I sort of just got into it that way, and then yeah, that's all I do now. It's just night sky photos.
Nice guy stuff.
Yeah, I sold all my surf photography gear and
Yeah,
reinvested all the money into trackers and modifying
yeah,
my camera, and I just
yeah,
spent time on YouTube just learning techniques of
yeah.
astrophotography and picked it all up.
That's all it is. Get a passion, and then you just kind of just watch YouTube videos as pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Well,
learning.
that's how I found yourself. Is the algorithm feeds you
Yeah, yeah,
similar video content that you like. So yeah,
yeah,
and then you always subscribe. Like I subscribe to what's his name? Uh,
yeah,
can't remember his name, but Starscaper.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Like everyone, Alan Wallace, everyone.
yeah, oh, yeah. That's it's a weird name to
Yurun,
pronounce.
uh,
Hurun. Yeah, I was like Hurun.
Yurun.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
But no,
Yeah.
you
So
pretty
yeah,
much. I think every astrophotographer, you type in YouTube like astro vlogs because everyone likes astro vlogs. There's not a lot of astro vloggers out there, really. I mean, I think
there's
Alan
a
Wallace
couple.
probably like paved the way, and then everyone kind of
Yeah.
did their own
Yeah.
sort of
Well,
version.
I found Alan Wallace through the website Petapixel when I was working in the camera stores, because I was always watching that website because they had it's like a news feed or outlet for photography news. So I was
Yeah.
just reading it to learn things and sort of have my finger on the pulse of what's going on in the photography world. And
Yeah.
then an article came up of him
Yeah.
shooting the Milky Way handheld with an A7S2 in the Sigma
Oh
14
yeah.
mil.
I remember that video. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy. So I watched that, and then I
Yeah.
found his YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and then I subscribed, and then and obviously then that's when he went full tilt into
Yeah.
YouTube,
Yeah.
and so I've been watching Alan Wallace since that video essentially.
Yeah. He's
So it's been
definitely
few
definitely
years ago
just
now.
did it first pretty much. He was the pioneer at doing it first. I think I
Yeah,
was into I would like every kid you get excited by the moon, so you buy like a telescope and then you look through the telescope and then you get a camera to attach the telescope. So then I did that and then I found his video and then noticed you could do like landscape astrophotography. And then I've never really turned back, just did landscape. Prefer that rather than
yeah,
sitting in your back garden and just doing nothing and letting the camera do the work. It's good traveling about, which is really good.
yeah.
So yeah, well, obviously we've just been saying YouTube vlogs and stuff. Do you find that fun to film? Because I know filming in the dark is quite a challenge
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, I know it's good. It's good to chat to someone that can level with me here. Like it's not easy.
No.
And I, you work a full day and then it's a clear night and you think, okay, let's go make a little vlog or a tutorial or something. And I do it, obviously, I do it, and I don't know yourself, I'm assuming yourself as well. I do it for one, for fun,
Yep.
two, to help people, to inspire someone else, and
Yep.
certainly not to be famous at all.
Oh no, we're never going to get that.
Um,
It's not.
no, no, no.
We're never going to be the
Um, and
whatever. But yeah,
I think someone said it might have been you or someone said it's like it's a good thing to look back on.
yeah. It's that's
So like
that's kind of
later on
what
in
I
life,
that's
yeah,
what I why I started the amount of videos of my own things I've watched just because it's personal memories as well and
yeah.
it's great to capture it on camera so years from now
Oh yeah,
even
that's
like
right. It was you that said that.
yeah and when
Yeah,
your
because
kids
you went
grow
to
up as
Norway with
well
your girlfriend.
yeah yeah I went to Norway and Iceland and stuff and you just watch them videos because at the end of the day that's our holiday so you've got it on film and it's really good and then so obviously yourself you've got kids when your kids grow up they can see what you did in the past and stuff like that it's a good way of capturing
Yeah, well,
memories really.
my son my son doesn't know it yet, but he's going to come out with me in 2028. Where we're going to be chasing the total solar eclipse here in Australia. Now.
Lovely. When do you have
Like
you
if you,
had one recently? Because we have had bugger all up here for years. Do
yeah,
you
no, we
when
we had one skim the northwestern point of Australia. It was
yeah.
literally like a 5 kilometer space on the corner of Australia that got it, and
All right.
everyone migrated there. My
Yeah, I was
my
gonna
my,
say all the
my boss
laybys there
actually,
would be
well, it's very remote where it was. Like it's not an
right.
easy place to get to. They even blocked off the roads into Exmouth is the name of the place because they knew that people would come there. That they were only letting people in there that actually had accommodation or
Yeah.
were booked in somewhere or who were self sufficient because
Uh-huh.
um, they knew the fact that if so many people actually, I guess, if people came into the town, they wouldn't have enough food, enough water, all
Jeez,
sorts of things. So they
yeah.
police blocked off the roads because yeah,
Yeah.
it's so remote.
Yeah. It's a lot of planning for total audit eclipse because I think we're getting like an 80% one in 2026 and I think the total goes right through Spain. So I think everyone and their dog will be in Spain. So it's a lot of
Yeah.
planning and it's obviously a wee thin line. So you really have to get the
Will,
accommodation
will,
kind of thought out and planned.
is it going to be? Is it going to be a good time of year to go to Spain for clear skies, or do you
Yeah, I
know?
can't remember when it was, but I was just chatting to another guy who was chatting to on this. He said it's weird, just typical. I can't remember what time of year it was. No, it was summer because he said the way it is, it goes through Spain and then it like loops around Britain and then goes like to Iceland sort of thing, and it's in the summer of Iceland, so it'll
Just
be
dodges.
yeah, it just
It
dodges
goes
us
around you,
typically.
essentially.
Yeah, lovely. But yeah, it goes through Spain and
No,
then goes to Iceland. So because he said it'll be low in the Iceland skies because it's in the summer, so that'd be awesome in Iceland. Um,
oh, yeah, that's very good.
but yeah, typical it just goes sees us and just goes round us, so that'll be great. So really want I think that's on everyone's bucket list to see a total eclipse.
Yeah, well, the one that's in 2028 for us is going to be in our winter, and where I'm going to go to see it is deep west inner Australia. So
Yeah,
it should, like 99% of the time, it's always going to be perfectly clear, and
yeah,
yeah, it should be spot on. And
yeah,
very very dark skies like Water One.
yeah. Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that'd be really, really good. What would you plan just getting like really zoom? Well, I think the thing is with solar eclipses,
Oh,
they only
everything.
happen for like 2 minutes, so you're just like doing everything at once. You have to do a deep sky and a wide field and everything.
Oh, just
Well,
I'll have everything sorted. I've got everything planned to a degree in my head. Like I've got
yeah,
different cameras, all sorts of things, with me. So
yeah,
I'll have everything planned. I'll spend pretty much a week out there,
yeah,
either side of the eclipse, because it's going to be
yeah,
dark skies as well. So just make a
yeah.
full chill
Just have
holiday
a
of it.
nice. Yeah, that'd be an amazing video. Big video and tip top
Wow,
solar
yeah.
eclipse. Yeah, even this sort of, I think I said,
If
sorry.
it's 5 years away, so
Yeah, plenty of time. Yeah, but yeah, I think I was chatting to someone else on this about it. The amount of stress, obviously, it's an amazing thing, a solar eclipse, but for photographers' point of view, how stressful it is because it's only a couple of minutes and you don't know what the settings are because you've never done it before, so you're mucking about. Oh my God, the whole day would be so stressful. But
you know,
amazing, amazingly
Alan
worth
Wallace shared some Alan Wallace shared some resources on I guess how to plan as
it.
best as you can for a solar eclipse. So
Yeah,
I definitely would be looking into that personally. But
yeah,
I got told to always, as much as you want to photograph it, just try and not like try and pause and enjoy it for what it is,
enjoy it. Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's the number one astronomical event that you can ever
it's
witness in person. Just
yeah.
a 360-degree sunset.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
So
I don't think yeah, we're not made to watch that. It'd be so
no.
weird, so weird. Yeah. Do you use any like apps and stuff for your phone to like track the Milky Way or plan moonrises and stuff like that?
Like most people, just photo pills mainly
Photo
is
pills.
what I use to plan.
Yeah.
Because I'm an Apple person, I use Sky Guide on my phone, which is
Yeah.
like a planetarium map of sorts, but it's
Yep.
like extremely well detailed and nice to
Yeah.
use as well. It
Yeah.
also
Nice and user
it has a
friendly.
augmented reality view in there as well.
Yeah. Not fair enough. Yeah. What was I going to say?
And Google Maps, Google Maps.
Google Maps. Google Maps was the best thing. Point on a
Just
lay-by,
dropping that
right? A
little,
logo there.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, grab that little yellow man, drop him on a map, and save
Yeah.
yourself some fuel and driving around trying to find a place.
Yeah, imagine a world without Google Maps now for like photography. Like you have to plan where
Yeah.
to like pull in and stuff, and use that like all the time. So it'd be mad.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? What's your sort of best sort of nights under this? What's the ones that you do remember? Like you'll always remember. Oh yeah, that was a good night. You got any like memories?
Uh, I guess it's, I guess like I've got the photos to reflect on that bring back memories from the nights.
Yep.
I got a photo that got me an award, but also got me a lot of recognition. I got it in the paper. I got interviewed by one of our bigger papers here in Australia, and got like a full double page spread of this photo, and it was a photo from one of our main lookout here in Brisbane, Australia,
Yep.
where it looks over the city, but usually you don't want to do astrophotography in the city because of all the light pollution, especially a capital city. But
Yep.
we we tend to get these cloud inversions come through the city every now and then.
I think I know where
Um,
you're going. I think that this is the picture I think I
yeah,
found you. I think did you not win something on like
yeah.
Alan Wallace as well? Was it Alan Wallace
Uh,
you were featured
I
on?
think Alan Wallace's one. Yeah, that feature was me and my son. I know
Oh right,
he
okay.
could have featured that one too. I can't remember,
I
but
swear I
I
can I
know that
remember I saw it.
I won a Wittens. I won a Wittens with a shot of me and my son holding hands with
Yeah,
Orion blurred out in the
nice,
background.
nice.
But yeah, this one the cloud inversion came in and blocked out or most of the
Yeah,
light pollution from the city,
yeah,
and
and then you
because of
had the
that, I had stars came out. So I did star trails. So I did time
yeah,
lapse of the star
yeah. I
trails.
think that's the picture. I remember I was just scrolling through Instagram just before this just to familiarize myself, and I was like, oh, that's the picture. I think I found you, but I don't know. It must have just went out one of those,
Well,
you just
that
shoot a
that
random picture, it just goes out.
well, that photo was memorable for me. It got good recognition, and I sold
Yeah,
heaps of prints from it and everything. But
yeah,
I was actually out that night shooting with a friend, out shooting the Milky Way setting, and I was on my way
mm,
home. And as I was getting through the city to go back home, I noticed that there was low cloud, like just above my car in the city.
yeah,
And I was like, "Oh my
um,
goodness, it's going to do
yeah.
it! It's going to be a
Blow
cloud
up.
version." So instead of turning left, I turned right and went up to the lookout and just waited for it, and it just built up and built up, and then I stayed out till sunrise. I
Nice.
think I had like 1 hour's sleep in my car and shot the
Yeah,
whole night and got that
yeah,
photo from it. So like,
yeah.
there's plenty of
That's
times like that. I've got
just
plenty of moments.
yeah. No, it just shows you it's worth it. I think yeah, that's definitely the picture I think I found you by. But yeah, it's quite sleepless nights sometimes, early mornings and stuff. Um,
That's where my tired photographer name
yeah,
came about from my socials. Was
yeah,
that one? I was tired from my kids, and also then if I wasn't tired from my kids being up all night as a new parent back in the day, it was I was out shooting photos all night, so going to
yeah,
work tired. So that's how it
yeah.
all came about.
It's pretty bang on. I think every Astro photographer relates to your title. It's just not much
Yes,
sleep, but it's worth
yes,
it. It's something about it being out at night. No one else really sees them sights other than kind of like us lot, and it's kind of special.
it's peaceful.
Yeah, it's really peaceful. Yeah. Do you do any other sort of photography? I know you said you do surfing photography. Do you do any wildlife or I don't
Yeah,
know?
I don't now. I don't now. I used to do everything. I started off doing landscapes, um, photography down by the beach.
Yeah.
I did portraiture. I've shot fashion before. I've shot at Australian Fashion Week here.
There you go.
I've shot real estate. I've shot commercial.
Yeah.
Even for like surf brands like Billabong. I've done photos for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, to yeah, now from surf photography to now into Astro, but now Astro is my main genre. That's all I shoot
Yes.
now. That's all I
Yeah.
focus
Oh, it's very
my
addictive.
attention to.
It's highly addictive. The
Yeah,
most addicting thing up here now, when it's catching on, you can see a lot of Scotland's doing it, is all this Northern Lights because they're getting more strong. You just don't really get Northern Lights
yeah.
up your way, do you? Well, not Northern Lights, Southern Lights.
Not yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
not up where I am. I'm too high up.
Aye, you'd be down.
Down south in Tasmania and southern down in Victoria,
Yeah,
maybe if it's strong.
yeah. Because that
New Zealand's lucky.
Nightscape image, Richard, he gets a lot
mm,
of Aurora sometimes. Well, a lot, the
yeah.
occasional Aurora.
Will he be bummed? I think he's in Tasmania right now, actually filming. He's doing a trip down there at the moment again. So that
He's
should be a few good videos coming from him soon.
Yeah, I'd love to speak to him. He watches my YouTube videos. He's sometimes see him commenting, so I might try and chat to him. He'll be awesome to chat to, which would be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
when I said I've met him in person, when you chat to him, he's exactly as he is on videos. He's not anyone different.
Yeah,
Like you meet
he's
him in
very
person, like it's
unique.
weird.
Yeah, he's got a unique
He's,
sort of.
he's,
He's a
he,
very
he is a
professional man.
in Australia. He is a what you'd say a very typical Aussie country bloke.
Yeah,
They're just so genuine and so nice. That's
yeah, he looks a
exactly
lovely person.
they're the people you meet.
Yeah, oh, it'd be a pleasure like spending
Happy
a
mate.
night under him. He's probably, he's. I don't do much light painting. I don't think you do it yourself, but he obviously nails it pretty much.
Uh, yeah, well,
Um,
that's his thing. That's his signature, and he
yeah,
does it well, and he's perfected it. And
yeah,
with what he shoots with these old, tractors and things in that country setting,
yeah.
highlighting his neck of the woods. That's what it's like out there.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, he's definitely, yeah.
country
He's
Victoria.
got his own genre, yeah. And to
Mm.
wrap things up, pretty much, what's your plans for the future? I know we talked about obviously the solar eclipse. Any other plans for this year? It's on the list.
This look, I'm waiting for a KP9 storm or a Carrington event to happen, and
Yeah.
I can get a small glow of
Yeah.
aurora on the horizon. I've
Yeah.
been told that it's possible. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I do travel down to Victoria for work from
Yeah.
time to time. I'm flying there on Monday.
Oh,
So it's always worth to pack my camera and tripod just in case I need to
yeah, you
go for
never
a quick
know.
drive somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, definitely, you need to experience like the aurora, like overhead and stuff. It's just it's weird. It's not natural, and it's obviously very natural, but it's just weird. It's the weirdest thing, and for an
yeah, yeah,
astrophotographer, it's the most bizarre thing ever. You know, with pitch black skies, and then you just see this green explosion above you, and you're like, "What the hell?" Purples and
yeah. But
reds
so
and stuff.
you get to see the green because it's so intense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
I'm assuming
Christ,
because
yeah,
I think a lot of people down here get to see some sort of glow, but nothing as intense because it's so on the horizon. That's usually grayish.
yeah,
I think, or
yeah.
some people see it
Scotland.
grey.
Obviously, I've seen great shows in Norway and Iceland, and yeah, you can see people that say you can't see it with naked eye. They've not been out in a good show. Obviously, we've seen like green, purple, and everything overhead and dancing really
Mm.
quick, amazing. But yet in Scotland, I think last a few weeks ago, well, a few weeks ago, months ago, March, that was a that was like the first like show that you could properly see like thick green. Because normally it's just on the horizon, you can see like a wee white pillar dancing about.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't pick up too much green in Scotland because it's so low on the horizon. But last March it was pretty high enough that you could see quite a lot of green and purple. And hopefully,
Have
as
you
we get
noticed
into the
that?
maximum.
Have you noticed that our southern lights seem to be more red?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
that's I I I think I always thought it's because well, obviously you guys, even New Zealand, you're quite, you're not at the South Pole really where they originate. You're still quite far away from it. So you're kind of just seeing the tops of
mm,
it. So I think that's
yeah,
like say in England, all their northern lights is pretty much red because they're just seeing the tops of it. We can see the green
just
below
the
it.
top.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's why. I
probably.
don't
Yeah,
there
that's
might
what I
be.
put it down to.
Yeah, I think it just
It's just
because you're
always,
just a bit far
I think if
away.
you, yeah. I think if you went to Antarctica, you'd probably see a bit more green.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you see, there's a YouTube video out there with like a time lapse of like a month of the sky night in Antarctica, and the aurora goes in the Milky Way, and oh, it's incredible. I think the guy took it out from
That'd be
obviously,
amazing.
yeah, you couldn't take it in Antarctica out in the elements because it would break, but he took it like through a window. It was a phenomenal time lapse, like a 30-day time lapse. It was
Ah,
one of the best things I've
yeah,
ever
I think I
seen.
have seen that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing people sharing it online. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, it was breathtaking. But yeah, yeah, definitely jealous of your skies, but it's just something different. Love to come to the southern
You.
hemisphere one day.
If I win lotto, I'll fly you down.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, just landscape's phenomenal down there. But I don't know if I could deal with the heat. If that 24 degrees you said is the coldest, that's like our kind of warmest days in
Max.
the summer.
Mm.
I
That's
mean,
all right.
we're starting
You'll
to
come
get to like,
down. You'll get our winter down here, and you'll still be in shorts and shirt.
yeah, that's weird. Yeah. I mean, we get down to like, yeah, -10, -15, 17 and stuff down here,
Yeah.
which is
It,
just
it
crazy.
can get. I think it can get to -10 somewhere on a mountain somewhere in Australia. Like it does
Yeah.
snow here in some places, but not
Yeah.
like up your
I
way.
think it was a few years ago you had a big snow bomb or something, just after you had all these like wildfires and stuff. Just you're
Yeah,
very kind
yeah.
of all over the place. Eh? It's just
We for the last 3 years we've had La Nina, sorry, no, La Nino. Anyway, flooding.
mm,
For the last 3 years we've been non-stop rain. It's just been like
yeah.
everywhere has flooded. We've had flood disasters for years now. And this year is
Wow.
the first year we've now gone back to normal.
Yeah. I know, do you get like, can you tell there's a difference in climate? Because up here we can tell because Scotland's all made for snow in the winters with ski centres, and they're just starting to close now. So we can like see it in Scotland getting warmer. Can you notice anything difference down your way, or is it getting wetter
Um,
or hotter?
no, see, it's in summer. It's humidity is the change,
Mhm.
but visually, there's nothing other than leaves falling off trees if it's autumn or fall, depending where you're from.
Yeah,
But that's about it, really.
you can't see any climate change.
My grass doesn't grow now because it's colder. So
Yeah,
like I mowed my grass probably 6 weeks ago, and I don't have to. I still haven't had to mow it out the front because
yeah,
the grass hasn't grown. Just
yeah.
everything
Ah, yeah, that's
slows
fine.
down.
Yeah, no, that's not. But yeah, cool.
That's about
Well,
it.
hopefully, I'd love to come to Australia one day. Definitely on the bucket list. My partner's actually got
Um,
family in Australia, so maybe one day. Maybe one day. That'd be
it's
amazing.
there. It's
It's
within
there's a
reach.
link. There's a link there, but it takes what 24 hours to get there, and probably a lot of money.
Yeah.
But one day.
Well, it's probably cheaper. Oh, hang on. What do you? What's your currency? British? Do you do British pound or?
British pounds, yeah.
Yeah. So you come to Australia, you're a millionaire.
Really.
It's like you double, like $1,000 for you in England or over in Britain is
Yeah,
$2,000 here in Australia.
yeah. But then
The
maybe over there is probably
the conversion rate's good.
yeah, yeah. Maybe one day then. I'll come then. But yeah, no,
Oh,
thank you
let
very
me
much
know.
for yes, will do. But thank you very much for chatting. I appreciate your time.
No worries.
Keep up the vlogs. 'Cause it's good
Yeah,
to see
thank you.
vlogs at different areas of the world, obviously.
Will do.